Yo.
What's up?
I gotta address 2 points.
Oh,
So I finished watching the VOD now.
okay.
Okay, and I was right. You did not look like if you want to call it looking by like you just looking around, not using a flashlight or anything. Sure, I guess. But y'all didn't even look in the backseat floor. Badger opened the door and asked you, "Have you seen his card?" And then you just looked like this, like you did a back and forward head motion and said no, and then you handed him another card for me to use. So I was exactly right in that you did not look, because that was the impression I got. Because someone who would have looked would have said, when I called you, which is only one call, there's not 2 calls, 1 call. If I called you and I said, "Hey, did you find it or did you see it?" You see, I'm saying, did you find it? Because I already, texted that I couldn't find it, or at least had Badger message bring it. And so I was hoping that you'd confirm, like, definitively, like, "Nope, I don't see it, I've looked." But you didn't do that, which is fine, because, you don't know I'm expecting that. But that's why when I called and I said, "Hey, have you seen it?" And then you start doing the thing where you go, "Oh, no, but it's dark." It's like, to me, I'm like, what? Like, yeah, you have a flashlight. Use the flashlight, right? And then it just sounds like you hadn't looked, which was true. You had not looked. You didn't look, basically. And so that's super disappointing. And I feel like I was 100% justified to be as upset as it was, which wasn't even that upset. Okay? Like when I came in and I was heated, I don't know if you remember what I was doing. I was opening the trunk. I was opening the side doors. I was looking to see if the wallet was there. And I was looking because I knew y'all didn't look. And I've confirmed it with the video now.
Okay.
And so, like, I think that's really shitty because, A, when you lose your phone, it's like, drop everything you're doing and help me find it, right? Like me calling it a bunch of times and we're like searching, but I lose my fucking wallet and you're just like, I'm just going to jam out to chat. That's the better idea. Like, it is not smart because if you think about it, my first course of action when I get to the car is I'm going to search the whole car. And if you had already searched, then that'd save us that time, right? Because I'm in the store anyway, so you can't exactly go anywhere or do anything else. So you might as well have searched, but you didn't. And I knew that by the way you were answering that call, which you tried to tell me. We'll chalk it up to the fact that you misremembered, but like you weren't being very honest there. I was 100% right, which is probably also why you're throwing a fit. I was watching it the other day because you knew I'd fucking find that, right?
No, I don't think that part. I'm not trying to hide anything. I looked in the center console area.
Yeah, you looked down.
And under the radio, and I didn't see anything.
You just looked down. That's not... When someone loses their wallet, especially because Badger was, because I put my bag in the back seat. And so every time I go back there, like either Badger's handing it to me because he put it under the center console in the back seat, or he's moved it away from his footwell, which is fine. But like, so I'm having to get it. It's very easy to imagine that moving the bag around back there would result in the wallet falling out. Hence why you would look. That's where I first looked when I came back to the car. Because to me, it's like, well, it's been shuffling around in the back seat, so could be there.
Okay, but it wasn't there anyways, so...
Well, are you really going to play the whole it wasn't there thing? Can you not understand that my point is to say that you should have looked? That's the whole point. Doesn't matter if it's there or not. The point is, I would think that you would be empathetic to your partner. Plus, it's like our credit cards are linked, or some of them are linked at least, bank accounts and stuff. So it's like, why would you expend such a small effort to find something that is highly likely to be not great if stolen?
Sure, I guess I figured it's either under a seat maybe, and we'll find it.
And so you're just not going to bother? Because then, like I told you, that condemns me to have to search the store floor.
Okay, sure. I just thought...
Yeah, I know, you don't...
I didn't think that it was a situation where you're not sure if you lost it in the store, you just weren't sure if it was in the car or at home.
You don't think through these things because you could be helping and not creating more work.
So I thought you had just like forgotten your wallet. I didn't know
I
thought
didn't
you
say
lost
that.
you.
I literally, that's not true.
Well, that's what I assumed.
No,
though.
I said.
I never said you said. I said I thought.
I said I cannot find it. Can you look for it? I feel like that tells you that I don't think it's just.
Yeah, I thought you would just like knew it was either in the car or at home.
Well, if it was in the car, then why wouldn't you have looked? None of that.
Because I couldn't see anywhere that was accessible.
Don't you understand that, like, there's only limited information available to me in that moment?
Well, I don't want to open all the car doors if I'm out there alone and like search for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring my stream up because we have more than that.
Oh my god!
I'd love to discuss that.
I don't get why it's such a bitch. Not even in the car.
I like discussing this because you're showing me clearly that you only value certain things when it's a good expedient point, which is not how safety should work. Okay, so just for the record, you just said that you didn't want to get out and look and all that, right?
Right, not like.
So what if I told you that you guys didn't lock the door, you nor Badger, when he left to go get you your water?
I thought I did because I had to unlock it for him.
No, you didn't. He just unlocked it. He just opened it. I just watched. You see, you don't give a fuck about...
That would be the only time because I was trying to lock it.
No, I'm telling you right now.
Diligently.
He's sitting here saying, oh, well, I didn't want to be unsafe if I was looking. It's like, dude, you were already being unsafe.
I saw him... I feel like I kept locking it.
I watched the video. We could go watch it together if you want.
I don't care that much, Nick. You're making this a big deal when it's in the past.
Well, look, I just watched it, and I'm willing to show you the place.
Nick, what do you want from me?
I think it's very obvious here. I just want you to engage with this honestly. That's it. Right? And if you don't want to do that, then, you know, like, it goes down the usual path.
Are you just wanting me to say in the future I will get out and look?
I'm wanting you to acknowledge that I was right in my being frustrated because you didn't look. That was my assertion, and that was the truth. You told me that night that, no, you did look, and I called you. You looked the first time I called you. I only called you one time.
I looked with my eyes. If you're saying I should have looked more thoroughly,
oh sure. My God.
I can agree.
Bro,
I could have looked more thoroughly.
Bro, really? Come on. Like when someone loses their wallet, I would hope, especially if it's your fucking partner, I would hope that like you do a little more than like, you know, especially since, you know, by your own admission, you're basically saying that like you didn't bother using your phone flashlight because I guess you were too busy jamming out to music, right? Because like, come on, dude, like the footwell of where you're at, the footwell of where I'm at, the back seat. And you don't even really have to get out of the car to look at the back seat, right? Now, you might not be able to do a perfect job, but you're at least doing something. My point is that when you try to demur and say, well, I didn't want to be unsafe by going outside dude, you were already being unsafe.
I didn't think so. I kept locking
it every time people leave. So that's the thing about safety. It's always...
If is true, I don't remember it that way, but it's possible that I messed up one time. Okay, so let's be honest here. If you forget one time, then you actually don't know how many times because you're assuming every time you do it. But the point is I was trying to make a point to be safe because I remember on stream talking about it too with my chat, locking and unlocking. The most salient time to be safe is when you are alone and they're leaving you, and that is when it's most important to lock it. Yes, I know, and I kept doing that when y'all kept leaving. I don't know why you said kept leaving. Because y'all left at the location before, and y'all left at Walgreens, and he got in and out of the car several times. Like, every time I was alone, I tried to make a point to lock it. I even commented about it on my own stream throughout the night. Well, I'm just telling you right now that it was glaringly obvious because he just went there and opened the door. Okay. All right, so he knew it wasn't locked, and you didn't lock it. Okay. Right. It's possible at one time, sure. No, it's not possible. It happened. I watched. Okay. But do you understand how, like, you use the fucking safety thing always as a way to demur responsibility? Because let's be honest, while you could get out and search the back, you could also just crane your neck over and use your phone flashlight, which you didn't. Which is why you made the comment that you made. Look, when you say things, I infer like, why would you say this, right? You're right. I could have used my flashlight. That's true. In this particular case, and then I even told you that, and you still didn't, which is crazy. Like, literally, you said it was dark. I go, does your phone have a flashlight? You go, yeah, and then you didn't use it. Like, it's like, I did. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. If you did, then you didn't. Like, look, because obviously your phone is now out of frame. I don't know if you actually have it on and you just did it back and forth and then turn it off. If it's out of frame, then it probably is because that means it's not on my face. I don't think so because I don't know if your phone does the thing where if you turn on the flashlight or whatever, the music stops. But for whatever reason, like, I don't think it was. I didn't see any indication of the flashlight. Well, the music would have stopped because I was on the phone with you. I'm saying that there wasn't any indication that you had done it. Like, if I look at it visually. And on the phone, that was my impression, is that you didn't do it because of the way you answered the question.
I go, did you find it? You said, no. I go, well, did you look? You go, yeah, it's dark though. I was like, well, don't you have a flashlight? And you go, yeah. And then it looked like you didn't use it. Now, if you gotta think about it, okay, I'm sitting there like thinking like, what the hell? Like I mentioned it's missing. You're not really looking, and then you're not really using a flashlight. I assumed at that point at least you did, right? But then you never told me that you didn't find it, which that was my second thing of like, well, she didn't look. Because how quick of a search would you have done without ever saying like, oh, I didn't find it?
Okay, I will look more thoroughly if that ever happens again, and I will use the flashlight in the crevices, and I will try to crawl in the back seat without opening the doors and look under the seats.
Like, you gotta not be so callous to things that affect me that don't affect you seemingly, even though it does affect you in this case. Like, don't make assumptions, just do your best to help.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
And so like when I came back, I had every right to be frustrated because I exactly deduced what had happened, which is that you were jamming out or too distracted by who knows what, because what were you doing? You're sitting in a car with chat and music. That's it. It's not like you were doing some super mission critical thing. And so if you look at it, losing a wallet is pretty high up on, mission critical.
Sure.
And so when there's a thing that's mission critical to me, you kind of just like, whatever. That's pretty shitty.
I didn't think you were not sure if you had lost it in
well,
the
then
store.
Maybe that would be the time to ask, or maybe instead of being upset that I was agitated when I came back, it's because I'm inferring to you that it is lost potentially.
Okay. All right.
But I'm just going to explain this to you, okay? The thin line between being lost and being known but just not having it is that once you go look, sometimes you think you know it's there and then it's not. So you always treat it, especially when you're out and about, especially if it's a wallet, like it is lost.
Okay.
Do you understand? Like,
yes.
I don't know why you told me you looked and you didn't. It was a lie because you said you and Badger looked, and no, that did not happen.
Well, the lights come on when he opens the door, and so
oh my god, so he opens the door and that counts as looking. That's insane.
Well, because I looked in the center console.
He didn't. He just opened the thing and asked you if it was, and you just assumed that's him searching the back? That's crazy, dude. Come on. Like if I did searches that way, could you imagine if when your dogs get out, if that's how I search? Just think about that for a second.
Yes, you have a point, and I will be more thorough next time.
Like next time, what I do, just be like, okay, well, I walked into this lot and then into this abandoned building, but like, it was dark.
Okay, yes.
It's like you'd be like, what? Turn your flashlight on. You'd be yelling the fuck at me. You see, you, I think, aren't realistic here, okay? When you lose your dog, you get to go fucking berserk on everyone. Names and everything. When I lose my wallet, even if I just slightly seem agitated, I'm in the wrong. That's inconsistent as hell. That is super inconsistent. You cannot, either it's always okay for people who have lost something to be agitated and to cuss, right? Or it's never okay.
Sure.
Right? And my level of anger at that point was so much lower than whatever you want to call anger, distress, or whatever when you lose, right? Like it's like emergency, man. Because I could argue too, your dogs get out, but they'll probably come back. They've always come back, right? Like it's like, yeah, but one time it might not, right? Just like how, oh yeah, we can't find your wallet, but maybe it's always in the spot we thought it was. Maybe, but then if it's not, like you have to look.
Okay.
Right? And next time don't sit there and tell me you did as a way of in that moment blunting, what you think is my essential argument, right? Because when you do that, you believe it. You don't even really remember if you looked or not, but like when you say that, you believe you looked and you believe you did a thorough job. And so then now you're angry. You're like, I looked. What do you want me to do? And the truth is you didn't look, and that's what I want you to do.
Okay.
That's pretty BS.
All right.
But yeah, there was no sense of urgency. It was just one call. Didn't call you twice. Like you were so dismissive on the looking part that you actually just handed him the credit card real fucking fast. Like between two of y'all, like there's like 1 second, call it 2 seconds between him saying it's lost and then you pulling out your wallet and giving him the credit card. That's not the solution here.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
The second thing is situational awareness, super important. So the PTSD should not be geared at like, tapping on glass too hard. It should be like, why weren't you looking so that you would see the tapping on glass?
Okay, it just triggered it. I can't really control what triggers it. I can only try to like.
I can kind of see that, but like I will say that like the triggers, if you watch that video, you really don't get distressed until I'm searching in the back seat.
I was trying to hold it in, but then like I'm more sensitive emotionally too after I'm triggered.
I feel like look, you can say it's whatever you want and we'll treat it like that, but like I feel like it's just the emotional part, because if you were to watch it with me, which I won't make you because you're saying it's triggering, the second time, yes. When Badger did it the second time, yeah, you were instantly like fucking, you went to like a 10 on that. But like when I did it, you looked fine, and that's what I see.
I wasn't fine. I was trying to hold it in, as I mentioned it to chat. That it sounded like the night of the robbery.
How did?
I mentioned like it was like sounded like someone breaking in. Anyways,
I mean,
whatever.
Look, that is a thing that you can sell. For sure, that idea you can sell. No one's really going to dispute that. But like,
I'm not trying to sell. I'm just telling you that I was holding it in.
It sounds nothing like that. They broke glass.
Well, you don't know what it's. You weren't there, Nick.
That's just going to be your forever excuse on that one.
Right.
You think it sounded like them knocking gently on glass?
No, it sounded like the initial bang, like the glass breaking when
so that was shattering glass. That does not sound like
that. From the master bedroom, though. It didn't sound like shattering glass. It sounded like banging on glass.
It was one hit, dude.
I'm telling you what
it
sounded like.
They broke it in one hit. It wasn't like
it sounded like because you thought, oh, it was a dog. I was like, well, maybe if they're like banging stuff around, because it sounded like banging. I can't.
Well, no. What you're
you don't.
They broke the glass in one hit. We saw the video footage.
Okay, but it didn't sound like that from upstairs.
That's because what you were hearing was not what you were hearing probably was like the boards of the fence.
Maybe, I don't know, but whatever it was sound, right? I was in my room, I couldn't see what was happening. All I heard was sounds.
Sure, but like that thing is not. I'm not gonna know that something that's made.
I'm not mad at you for it. I'm just triggered in that moment.
Sure, and it'd be useful if you told your chat that when or right after, or sometime after it was happening, because it just seems like, from a bystander's perspective, he knows that's their PTS trigger and he still did that, which is like,
okay, well, we're discussing it now, so now
I know. I'm saying I had no idea, and then
okay.
You acted afterwards in a way that I was like, okay, there's no reason I saw anything that was like triggering in that aftermath that I could pick up. And so it's one of those like, ideally you let me know if it's a trigger. Even if you're holding it in, it's still better that I'm now aware going forward.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
But secondly, like if I don't perceive it and I don't pick up on that, I'm not gonna know to be any more gentler than the normal frustration that comes with losing something, which, as we've already established, you understand as well.
Yes, I got it.
Just try to be a little more empathetic towards just people in general, and maybe even myself particularly, because it just seems like I have to tell you, like, hey, look, when your dogs got out, what was that feeling? That's what it feels like, maybe lessened, obviously, when my wallet is missing.
Yes.
It's lessened, but it's that sense of urgency. And you would not take kindly to anyone, not even just me, anyone on the property, be they cleaner, security, or employee of other stripe. You'd be like, everyone drop everything to do this thing. And it's kind of funny watching you guys basically not look for it when I asked, right? Like I don't feel like I'm undeserved in any of the ways that I acted to either of y'all that night. I really do believe that.
Okay.
Because when you look at that whole thing, it's like, it's ridiculous, dude.
All right.
Like, I lose my thing and you're just like, whatever.
Okay.
Like, isn't that pretty callous?
You're right.
Like,
I agree.
Like, even if your employee on a trip with you lost it, there should be more urgency than that.
Yes.
But yeah, just next time, don't knee jerk to the thing that sounds really good as a soundbite. that you already looked, so why am I so upset?
Okay.
Can you see that? Or
yes, I can see that.
Yeah, because it feels like, you see, you always say, oh, every time, you know, we go back and review something and your recollection is correct and mine is wrong, which happens, right? You always say, haha, you're not a reliable narrator. It's like, you don't say that exactly, but that's what you're saying, basically. Like, you know, your version's always correct, mine is not. And so it's just like, I'm telling you, this is reinforcing that both of us have the ability and propensity to be wrong in what we remember.
Sure.
The truth doesn't belong to you or to me. You know, we should kind of deduct and work through it reasonably in order to arrive at, you know, basically the right version of events, you know, after something has happened.
Sure.
Okay.
When's the last time he ate?
I'll watch the rest of the fight for funsies, but I will bring these findings to her, so hopefully we don't gotta crash out tonight. But if we do, I guess I'll bring it up. I don't think it'll be a crash out because I'm gonna address it pretty calmly, but because I just want to make sure it's like, listen, I was right on that. I don't think I've, yeah.